Rue is in town to ride CZ Rocket and the Bing Crosby. So he's getting this mount here. Uh, Peter Miller's taking the blinkers off here. And it's going to be the first time running without blinkers, coming out of the Texas Derby on the sloppy track. And really, has been racing on the main track, in the Arkansas Derby with big runners earlier this year. But did break his maiden at Del Mar in a 5 furlong sprint, and then in the Del Mar Juvenile Turf, not the Breeders' Cup, but the Del Mar Juvenile Turf, he was 3-1 favorite and just missed by a length running fourth. So has some experience on this surface. I'm not crazy about the post, but like I said, taking blinkers off, does have a win on Del Mar's turf. So the mile and the eighth, they're coming out of that chute. So hopefully Flo can get this 3-year-old colt by dialed into a good position and make a good run coming home. So the 4 I'm using here, once again, KP All Systems Go, the 5 Ocean Atlantique, the 9 Rip City, and the 11 Get Her Number. Race 10 is the Grade 1 Bing Crosby, $300,000. And they're going to go 6 furlongs for a long time, a real long time. Santa Anita, or not Santa Anita, but Southern California never had a 6 furlongs Grade 1 race. And that went for Santa Anita and Hollywood. They had some at 7 furlongs, like the Triple Bend and the La Brea, but never a 6 furlong race. So when Bing Crosby has been made into a Grade 1, then this is kind of like one of the first Grade 1s at 6 furlongs in Southern California. So the runner in here that scratched is the 6 Collusion Illusion, who was one of my best bets of the day. I was going to use this colt. He was scratched this morning. Mark Glatt has another runner in here. I was using him the other one anyway as well, but I had to go to another runner. So I'm only using 2 here. Let's start with the 7-8 Rings. This is trained a 4-year-old colt by Empire Maker, trained by Bob Baffert. Abel Cedillo is going to ride. Now, speaking of the Triple Bend, he was favored in the Triple Bend last time out at Santa Anita. But before that, last August, he was in the Allen Jerkins, or it's called the King's Bishop. No, it's the Allen Jerkins now, and the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He broke his maiden by 6 widening lengths but it was in 2019. And then in the Del Mar Futurity, he was 1-2, but lost the rider at the start. So, and then came back and won the Grade 1 American Pharaoh at Santa Anita by 6. So, starting now, he could have been anything. Something happened along the way. Was freshened after the Allen Jerkins at Saratoga, came back into the Triple Bend this May at Santa Anita, and like I say, was bet down to 7-5 and did not run. But coming back to Del Mar, got good. Del Mar works 1:02 and 47-2. Should be very, very prime to win this race. The 7-8 Rings, as well as the number 8 Dr. Chevelle. And this is Mark Glatt's second runner, although Collusion Illusion was scratched. So now that leaves Mark Glatt with one runner. This 3-year-old colt by Violence is 2-2 at Del Mar. Broke his maiden here and then won the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity last September. Then went to Santa Anita and won a small optional, claiming $62,000, but got a high 97 buyer. So back to where he does his really, really best work. Nice, 2 good Del Mar work since. And so those are the 2 I'm using here, the 8-7 Rings and the 8 Dr. Chevelle. Mark Glatt and Flavian Pratt will ride this colt. The final race is race 11. It's a flat mile on the turf. Optional claiming, state bred, $20,000. Non-winners of 1 per 72,000. And it looks like it's going to be for 3-year-olds and up. What's wrong with my language today? The scratches we have here, we do have the scratch in this race of the 11 Betito and the 13 on the also eligible list, Bench Judge. So the 11 Betito and the 13 bench judge. The 12 start a running on the also eligible list will run. The 12 start a running will run. I'm using 3 here in this leg. Let's start with the 2 Carmelitas man. Now, this gelding is trained by Dean Peterson, and Abel Cedillo is going to ride. Has a win on Del Mar's turf last October, won going away in 1 mile and a 16th. Ran decently the other 2 times he was on this grass. So coming off of an 83 buyer at Santa Anita on the grass for the same tag with Cedillo. So he's very, very comfortable with this gelding. Got a good post position. Looking good here, the 2 Carmelitas man. The number 3, One Fast Bro, is it's a 4-year-old gelding by Coyle. Also has a Del Mar win on his record. Hasn't been seen since March of this year at Santa Anita, where it has been in a couple of tough state breds at Santa Anita. It would turn out to be very, very productive. A lot of runners in that particular race or heat came back to win. That is why I like One Fast Bro. It's been keeping some tough company when dropped back into pretty much his own kind. He's performed pretty well. Like I said, won a race here at Del Mar last November and looks pretty good. Run decently here all 3 times on this turf course. And the final horse I'm using is the 6 Foothill. Now, Doug O'Neill's gotten off to a slow start. I predicted that Doug O'Neill would win the trainer's title here. I look like I am going to be wrong or close to wrong, but he still can win some races. The form shows he's 2 for 34. He's getting Drayton Van Dyke to ride here. Here's another gelding who has a Del Mar win. Taking kind of a drop out of an allowance, open company, $50,000. Dropping in today. It's 15-1 on the morning line. Drayton Van Dyke, also obviously known as a better turf rider than he is a rider on the main track, will ride here. And so is a kind of runner who's kind of runs mid-pack and, has been flattening out the last couple of times. But the time before that at 1 mile and an 1/8 at Santa Anita did win, stalking the pace and kind of won drawing clear. So getting back to Del Mar, where this gelding has won, should prove in his favor, in my opinion. So in this particular leg, the 2 Carmelitas man, the 3 One Fast Bro, and the 6 Foothill. Hopefully you got all of that. I don't want to be redundant and go read that back over. So I know it's getting close to post time for the first at Del Mar. You do have time to play this late pick 5. So yeah, I wanted to get this in and put this up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and on Spreaker and Spotify and all my other outlets that I do post. So anyway, good luck in the late pick 5. Good luck at Del Mar. The rest of the card is Saratoga. Tune in again for another episode of Thoroughbred Ticket. This is your host, Kenneth Moultrie. You take care. Bye-bye.
This has been the exotic wager portion of Thoroughbred Ticket with your host, Kenneth Moultrie. Please tune in again next time, and especially share if this show gave you a pick 4, 5, or 6 that catapulted you to having a great day at the track.